Welcome to a comparison between a $250 and $40 RC car. You've probably read the thumbnail and title and thought, yeah, what is the difference? Well, you're about to find out. First of all, you can probably see the difference in size. This is probably a 1/9 scale. It's advertised as being 1/10 scale on Banggood and most other websites. It's sort of closer to 1/10. I'm going to consider it 1/9 scale, just so there's no more arguments. Right, now this is a 12 scale. It's a lot smaller. It doesn't look sort of when you just compare them with each other, but there is a big difference in size, and you're running them. Obviously, it is harder to see when it's further away. It's quite short in scale. It's got a short wheelbase, which makes it quite hard to drift any time it goes sideways at all. It has a big habit of just spinning out. Now, between the two cars, for size, this is much bigger. You can quite clearly see the difference in tyre size. Oops, right there. That's the size of my hand, both of them. I'll get a ruler out and measure the size of both of them in a second. Being a 1/12 scale truck, it is approximately 30 centimetres long, which is about 1 foot. And this is actually a lot bigger than my ruler. I don't have anything bigger, but it is supposed to be 440 something centimetres, but it's a lot longer. It's about 48 centimetres really, but that does include the wing, so I don't really know if they should include the wing in the size because it's just sticking out, but yeah, they advertise it with that. Now, I think the reason why they state this as being a 1/8 scale generally is it's probably ever so slightly bigger than a 1/8 scale buggy, because if this is a truggy and it's closer to 1/10 scale, if that had buggy wheels, this would probably be considered a buggy instead of a truggy. So if anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, but there is a big difference in size and length. Right, I'm going to go on to the build quality quickly. This is the body for the VRX Cobra, RH whatever it is, don't know off by heart, but I have duct taped the inside. I have seen multiple people rip the body. They have quite weak sort of bits. I mean, it's not particularly thin, but there are some areas like the back where the wing sticks through. They're a bit flexible and probably going to rip at some point. So I've taped up the inside. Now this is already ripped. I'm not going to lie. Didn't tape it up. It has got a split somewhere in the back, right there. I've got no clue if that came out. It's alright. It's actually lasted a year and a half-ish because I've had 2-3 body shots, something like that. But this one's lasted quite well. It's quite dirty, but it does wear out in the back. That's all wear from where it sits on the body face. It doesn't do that in the front. There's an indent. Right, build quality. That's the body shells. I'm going to do the radios. This is extremely heavy. It comes with 8 AA batteries, so it actually weighs quite a bit. It's got sort of sprung and feels quite nice in the hand. It's really smooth. Does its job quite well. It's got all your different things on the back. It's got lights. It tells you when the battery's low and everything. Now this has got the same sort of stuff. It's got steering trim like that, but it's sort of more basic and it doesn't feel as high quality. It just don't know if you can hear that. It doesn't feel very nice, and it's only got on and off and that. So controller definitely better on the other one. Now the plastics on the car. Now I don't really know how good these are because I've never really broken anything, but then again, it's not as fast, so I haven't really got much of a comparison. Plastic is kind of flexible, but the chassis, I don't really know, to be honest. It does sort of just about get by, but it does its job quite well. Shocks, I think I've shown this before. They're just springs. They're supposed to be friction, but they don't really dampen anything. Onto the more expensive one, we've got oil fill shocks, which are quite smooth. The front, they not really, but they're oil filled. They haven't leaked for me so far. Nothing has. They do quite a good job at everything. Right. Oh. Dropping everything. Right. So the chargers. This comes with the Fox S911 or 9115. Just your basic wall charger. I think that's sort of similar to this Tamiya style connector. This, I haven't got the wires on it right now, but I'm just doing it so it's easier to pull around the camera because the wires are really long. It doesn't come. This one didn't come with the UK adapter because I don't know what it is. I think it's European, but it takes forever. First time I had this on charge, it took about, I think, 6 or 7 hours. It does take absolutely forever. Obviously, you can charge 2 or 3 cells, 2 and 3. Tells you it balances them properly, but it honestly just goes on and on. And now we finally get to the car. Now, this is clearly going to be more expensive because of the brushless motor, brushless ESC, and the LiPo. The LiPo is a 3,300 milliamp hour. It is really quite large compared with anything else, as shown here. It's 25C discharge, which the size isn't amazing, and milliamp hour again for the weight and size and everything. It definitely does do the job. It's quite heavy and doesn't feel squidgy. Sort of seems quite high quality. Well, seems. Now, there is one thing I have sort of had a problem with. None of the screws have had Loctite from the factory. That's just holding them in case they come out. It's not broken. I know it's a bit of a bodge, but it's only on lockdown. I've also got that over the motor wires, just in case any water gets strapped between them and shorts everything out. You never know, it could cause your ESC to catch fire. I'm not really want to try that out. This, I haven't actually had many major issues with the quality. I mean, the bumper's broken, but that was at full speed impact. I can't remember what it was. I've had these pop out a lot. It got to the stage where you put it down on the ground, accelerate forwards, the rear end would squat, and it would just pop out. I had this on a different one, but I've put a bit of plastic just to thicken up the wall on the side. It does do its job. Now, this is one that's supposed to show that you get a lot better quality when you buy more expensive product, but this clearly does show there is a higher quality. Even small details that's got no foam in. Like with the tyres, I mean, they just sort of, they don't really do anything. It's just not particularly abrasive. This has much more traction, they're much more soft. They bend. This is just it seems quite smooth. It just doesn't really grip anything. It's not. Every time you go around a corner, especially in the wet, it spins out. This, I haven't really had many issues with spinning out. It does understeer under acceleration because the diff oil isn't that thick, but it's got a lot more grip, particularly on grass. Wet grass, don't even think about it. This, yeah, it's fine. It's quite good on looser surfaces. That isn't really much good on anything but dry road or mud. It's not particularly good. To sum up, you do get better quality with that than something cheaper. This, you can get much better things for the price of this. You can get a decent WR Toys, which have had much better reviews everywhere. This, it is good. I absolutely love it. This is my thing at the moment. But you could just tell there is a definitely quality difference between these two. This is brushed. This is brushless. If you don't know what the difference is, it's got magnets all the way around the outside of the inside of the motor. You've got the ESC, I can't remember which one it is, but it's got more magnets, it's got more power, and generally faster and more torque. This is brushed, which I don't know if it comes out, if it's dark, but that's got a grey motor in there. It's brushed, it's just got a couple of magnets spinning around with electronic current. Right, there is actually something I really quite like about this. It is advertised as being splash proof, and 100%. These bearings have been through hell. I've been through multiple winters. It's actually really good. I quite like it. Oh yeah, I broke the wheel, which is why there's that, and it's just bodging it because I can't get anything. But some of them are really smooth. That's a bit off balance from where it broke. But it's really smooth. The bearings, although they're not properly sealed, they are actually really good, and they have lasted really well. There is actually some similarities between these two. They've both got metal dog bones and drive cups, which is not really necessary on this. A good plastic one would have done much better. It would have been cheaper. You could put money elsewhere or make it cheaper. On this, they seem to be a bit soft, but I haven't had any issues at the moment. I have seen one or two break on the internet. Be careful with this, you'll be fine. This, I haven't had many issues with the transmission. Right, say that. Broken motor, it just died, I've got no clue. And drove a drive cart, which is really unsurprising because it didn't really take much of an impact, it just twisted off. Servo, this is slow, but it has got a bit of power. It's got a servo saver in there, which is quite impressive. This hasn't got a servo saver. They're about the same sort of speed and power for the size. Obviously that has got a more powerful one, but the tyres are just thicker, so it's harder to move. And under power, because it's got so much power, the wheel's blown up, and they've got much more mass to them. So your servo saver acts in as you go around the corner. It stops, it just stops it from handling properly. But the good thing is it does not flip over. This, however, flips over at every opportunity it can. Anything somewhat grippy, it'll flip over. After a while, I got a bit used to it, and you can actually make it do barrel rolls if you go fast enough around a corner, which is kind of cool. That's actually something I used to really enjoy doing with it. It's not really that good at stunts because it's only rear-wheel drive and it hasn't got much grip, and at skate parks it wouldn't do very well because it sort of wouldn't have any grip going up ramps. But there is definitely a difference in the quality